it all tacked out over there.
Yeah, that might be a good one to grab.
Yeah. I'd wake the neighborhood up, I guess.
You haven't made a video with that yet, right?
No.
I feel like you want to run 100 rounds through it and just see what it's got in terms of reliability.
Yeah, I'd like to as well.
Have you heard about the issue with the pumping them?
I haven't heard any specific issues. We did have one failure, and I think that it was where we sort of short-stroked it, and the answer to that was just holding the release and hitting it hard, and that fixed it.
I've watched several videos about it because I was kind of excited. And apparently, if you point it down when you... is it called racking the slide with a shotgun? When you pump it,
sure.
Then it doesn't load right. Like gravity does it wrong. You need to hold it up and rack it. And they're sort of targeting it towards law enforcement. So that's kind of an issue. Like you don't necessarily always want to be pointed up when you rack it.
I didn't have that issue. Because one of the ways I was...
Do you have any shells that you can test it with?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that in just a second. But just to kind of show the inner workings without one, I was cycling it.
That looks so cool.
Yeah, I was cycling it, and I like held it like this and did it really slow, so someone could watch it. I'll get some shells so you can see what's going on here, because it's actually pulling shells from 2 tubes and then injecting them into 2 more, and it's pretty cool to watch it do its thing. Let me grab a couple shells.
Yeah, before you go, when you do it, test it, like point it down like you wanted to shoot.
I'm going to hold it just like this.
Well, that's up.
So it's upside down. Well, the barrel's pointed down.
Oh, is it? All right, I lost my bearings. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize that either.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find a shell or 2.
All right.
I was wondering how he was racking that with it pointed up with both hands down like that.
I don't know. It's a bullpup shotgun. I'm sure there's plenty of them, but it's the only one I know of. Like I don't know of any other bullpup shotguns. A bullpup double barrel pump shotgun I think there's only one.
Yeah, it's a pretty niche group of characteristics for a shotgun to have. It's really cool, but is there a point at all, like to a bullpup style shotgun?
I don't know. The typical bullpup point is that you can have a longer barrel and keep it accurate, but you don't have to have such a long gun in close quarters.
Yeah, I thought it was to keep guns short, right?
Yeah,
that's why they put the magazine back behind the.
Like you could have a gun with I'm making shit up, but like with an 18-inch barrel, but the thing is only like 24 inches long in total. Whereas if you were to take like an M4 variant or an AR-15 variant, an 18-inch barrel is going to make for like a 36-inch gun because it's not bullpup.
Yeah.
But with a shotgun, I don't know. Do you even want a long barrel like that? I guess you want the powder's got to burn.
I want a short barrel, double barrel shotgun like they have in movies.
Every zombie game.
Stock. Yeah, just every one of those. We can just smack it down. They fly out, put 2 more in, snap it up. They're illegal, so I couldn't do that, but those are so cool.
With a lever action one, right? Where you can like do the thing.
Just 1887 my way out of any trouble.
Exactly.
All right, let's see what you got here, Kyle.
Kyle, I'm lost. That's pointed down?
Yes. We need some shells here.
What kind of shells are you putting in?
These are actually incendiary tracers. The color of the shell corresponds to the color of the trace. So these in particular are green when they come out of the barrel. So that's the tube. I'm going to try to do it so you can see a little better. And try to manipulate my hand. So, it's spring-loaded, and they're feeding. And if you look here, you can start to see they're feeding into the weapon.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll continue down into here. So, I don't know. We'll put 3 on each side, I guess. Seems like a good number.
You can load 2 at once. Put them in this.
Mm-hmm.
At least on the video I saw, the guy was very tickled about that. He's like, watch me load 2,
I was asking Woody, Kyle, is there a distinct advantage to having a bullpup style shotgun?
I like bullpups because you get that you don't have such a long barrel. So if you were in some sort of close quarters sort of scenario, it's really easy to turn a corner and point those. They're more pointable. I like short barreled everything.
Part of it,
and I really like bullpups.
in my head, if someone was trying to wrestle the gun away from me, they just have a little less leverage. You know, you can't just grab the end and toss it around in the same way you would a longer rifle.
True. So you ready for this?
So
Yep.
let's see. Make sure I'm going to do this right. Yeah.
Looks like you have primary and secondary gunfighter on that.
So it threw him in. So now we're loaded.
So hold it at a 45.
45-degree angle?
Yeah, downward
let me show you,
45.
Well, let me show it eject once.
Okay.
And then we'll go again. This is so awkward to do, like in this. Ah, yeah, because all this has to slide. So it's removing those shells from the barrels, from the chambers that are directly behind the barrels. It threw them past the camera.
It sure did.
They're way over there somewhere. And it threw 2 more up from the tubes. And so when I push forward on the slide, it moves them back and into the cylinders again. So let's hold it at a 45-degree angle and make it safe again. So that looks like it to me. I'm going to go real slow so you can see it maybe drop them out of the back. So they dropped out, and you can actually see the next shell that's to come right here.
And it worked. Or it didn't work.
Maybe it didn't.
Now hold it at level, and I think you'll be able to jiggle it in.
All right, let's see if they come out. Huh?
I guess it worked.
I'll run it
I
through.
lost track of that.
Yeah, I did too a little bit because I'm like, watching the reflection of what I'm doing, and it's really hard to be kind of focused on anything right now. Like
I do love all that gobbledygook on that gun. I normally don't,
too.
But God, that thing is.
Well, see, none of this is really unnecessary. Okay, all right. So the things that I think are redundant, which is when in my opinion, that's how you know that you're being silly, is when things start being redundant. So it's got these offset sights here, and it's like, is this really going to fail? Is that what you're worried about, this failing? Because it's a shotgun, right? Like I'll just take it the fuck off at that point. But I just feel like those are a bit redundant. But otherwise, it's really just a laser and a flashlight. There's a flashlight with a strobe that's just incredibly awful to look at, and turn that off. And then a laser, which I've really enjoyed.
Why does that laser work in midair so well?
Exactly, because it's green. So all through my house, it's like that. I shined it outdoors the other day, and it showed up. I feel like you just see green lasers better.
When I point red lasers at things, I see the dot, and I
But
see
you don't
the
see the
source,
beam.
but I don't see the beam. That thing, you really see the beam.
It's hard to pick up.
Not
with
as
the
much
light.
at that angle, yeah. But then
Right here, it's really bright.
Right,
yeah.
right. Maybe I prefer
I like that.
green.
Other than that, I don't. The one that you're getting has muzzle brakes that are pretty sharp, but nothing like this.
Yeah,
Or choke tubes.
Yeah, that's ludicrous.
Ludicrous is good. Ludicrous is good.
So yeah.
But you haven't made
we're talking about,
you haven't shot any video for that yet. Like, have you run many rounds through them? I don't know if you can call them round shells.
Probably 50 so far.
Oh, so a bit.
Too crazy. Yeah, we haven't really tested them that hard. I'm doing the flamethrower video first. Whenever I'm done with that, I'll send yours to you. And but I think I'm filming that Monday, next week or Tuesday, something like that.
Maybe we can use the flamethrower to start my new fireplace.
Yeah, totally. You totally will be able to. I was shooting yours today, or yesterday. We were testing out the propane balloons. It seems that propane, when it's in a balloon, like a standard latex balloon, that the propane gas is somehow degrading the material that the balloon is made out of. So if allowed to sit for long enough, they'll just pop spontaneously, which is horrifying.
Right.
When you're working. Well, the static doesn't scare me as much as the random balloons popping in your hand when you're already on edge, afraid of static. So like static never happened, and if it did, I had a face shield and gloves on. But what would happen is they kept spontaneously exploding in my hands, and that is horrifying. So I don't think propane's going to work, which means I might have to go to acetylene, which is.
That's what you told Woody not to use, right?
I sure did, because
because of a childhood injury.
On the levels of as far as explosive gases go, in my limited opinion, although I haven't really worked with too much hydrogen or anything. Propane is like some Frank's Red Hot sauce, and acetylene is more like that Devil's Inferno shit that you give to someone as a joke. It's when that stuff goes off, it's an explosion, and it's very hot, and it's very sooty, and it's very bright. But I'm afraid it frightens me to work with it, so I'm going to have to come up with some kind of a legit burn suit. Not a burn suit, really. It's just some protective gear to work with it, so if it does flare up, I'm not...
Don't you have a flame
Ghostbusters suit?
Oh, but the Ghostbusters suit, is it flame retardant at all?
No, you got that at a Halloween store.
So you don't have a flame-resistant suit?
No, I actually ordered these really nice glove/arm sleeves off Amazon. They were pretty expensive, and they were supposed to stand up to, I don't know, 800 degrees or some bullshit, and they never arrived.
I should check my closet. I want to say I have 2 flame-resistant like racing suits, and I don't know. You're taller than me.
Well, see, I really don't. That's not real. I've been in those suits that are too small before, and it's very uncomfortable in the crotch. It's when they ride so high because your shoulders are pulling it up, and your crotch is.
I hear what you're saying, but I want to say this comes in like whatever, small, medium, large, extra large. Like we might be the same. You might have bought.
In any case, though, to be honest, that's not what I need. I need something. I just needed the face shield. I felt like because my fear is that it's going to go whoosh and like quickly burn me. Not that I'm going to become engulfed in flames and need to survive that. It's just going to be a flash.
It would be a really nice piece of the puzzle. Like if you got a face shield, some gloves, and this suit, you're covered from flash burns.
This might be a dumb question, but like, is there a difference in the like grade of flame retardant material you need when using something like propane compared to acetylene? Like, do you need
again, because it's going to be like a flash fire, I don't think it really matters. I just wanted something between my skin and the fire.
As far as I know, Kyle's right. There's probably someone out there with more expertise. But when I was buying them, everything was rated by how long you could stay on fire, not necessarily what was making you on fire.
Yeah,
those acetylene balloons could be the coolest video on YouTube, or just a stepping stone to no lips, no eyelids, Kyle giving speeches about the dangers of explosives in local middle schools.
This is what you gotta understand is these materials burn at thousands of degrees.
Everyone else in the world.
And you'd have to make
no
awful
sympathy.
jokes.
I
thought that I was hot shit. And then everybody would have to laugh uncomfortably. Now I need an assistant to wet my eyes every 35 seconds or these just crisp up and fall out.
You get a big laugh. You're like, oh, yeah, I'm on fire tonight, huh?
Yeah. Huh? I need my eye drops. Susan!
I don't want to burn up. But the thing is, like, let me find a video of what this acetylene looks like going off, because it's so different than propane. It's night and day.
Is it going to be in a balloon or in the bottle?
I'll try to find a video of a trash bag full.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because sometimes you see the plant where they fill them catch on fire, and the bombs that are the oxyacetylene like canisters is outrageous. The explosions go 5 stories high and break huge things. It's a big deal.
I got one. This is just a balloon. This is what I did to my hand. I haven't watched the video yet, but it's just a minute long. It seems perfect. This is literally what I did to my hand. We should queue up, I guess, somewhere.
Yeah, I'm at 0. Let me slide this thing a little bit. All right, ready, set, play. This is just a condom filled with acetylene, or oxyacetylene. Sitting on a paper bag, I see. So he's using the paper bag as like a wick. Is that what it's called, a wick? Yeah. A fuse.
Is oxyacetylene the same thing?
It's two things.
It won't take long. Yeah,
an oxyacetylene torch requires both acetylene and oxygen, and the combination of two allows you to reach a much higher temperature than either alone. That's how that torch works. But I'm curious if he knows that, or if what he's done here is added oxygen to the mix here to make it even more explosive.
Yeah, just don't do that.
That went off in my hand. Like I lit that with a big lighter like this. Just reached out and lit it. It was second and third degree burns, the whole hand. Like
Bad choice.
from here up, blisters on each knuckle that were just risen up really high, and everything was scorched black because acetylene burns really sooty. Like if you when you light the torch, even if you got it turned on low, it goes poof, and you see this black nasty soot float away like a little miniature bug soul is leaving it and going to hell or something. It's just little. It's nasty stuff when it burns.
You're so lucky that your hand doesn't look totally gross now.
Yeah, I know. Got good doctors at the Augusta, Georgia Burn Clinic. Gotta give it to them, and that magical artificial skin glove they gave me. That was great. But as you can see, that's an explosion. That stuff's not going whoosh and making a pretty orange fireball, which is what I like. I want a pretty orange or dark orange fireball with a little smoke attached, which is
Diesel.
like 70% gasoline, 30% diesel. That's how I achieved that. But with something like this, it's going to be like boom, and that's cool too. But god damn, that looked dangerous. Like if one of those goes off in your hand, like it might rupture your eardrums or like detach your cornea or your retina or
interesting. What's dangerous, right? Because like I was trying to think. I think it was last week or the week before. I was saying, or maybe PVN. Anyway, the height stuff, the mountain climbing, skydiving, hot air balloon, bungee jumping, like all these things don't scare me very much. But I forget. Do you remember what it was that did scare me? I forget. There was something that I found like very unhappy. I wouldn't want to do at all. Whereas you had no trouble with it. This balloon is really the thing that you don't dig.
Because it's so reactive. It's so highly reactive. Normally, when I'm dealing with stuff, I'm like, okay, that's a safe distance away. This is far enough. You know, the shrapnel can't get over here. And you can I can look at things and know they're just 95% safe, which is just fine for me. You're not 95% safe in your fucking car going down the road. But with this thing, it's like I don't understand static electricity well enough to know that I'm safe. I don't know how to make that happen. I guess maybe I need to do a little research because maybe condoms are better. Maybe latex doesn't make static. I don't know. Maybe
because balloons do.
Some balloons do. You can do that thing with them and do your hair. And if static sets with that balloon off in my hand, I know what it's going to do. It's going to put me out of commission for 2 months and ruin my fucking week. And I don't want that. And that's if I'm lucky. You know, like I said, that looks so loud, I feel like it ruptured a damn eardrum when it goes off next to your head. So I got to figure out a way, if that's what I'm going to do, to fill those balloons safely, tie them off, and then attach them where they need to go without popping them or killing anyone.
Cool.